You are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Info Media.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to CIOTV. In this series of discussions with CIOs, today our guest is Mr. Sharad Agarwal. He is the CIO of JK Tyres and Industries. JK Tyres is one of India's foremost tire manufacturers and is amongst the top 25 manufacturers in the world. It has vast manufacturing facilities spread across India and globally, and needless to say, a large base of supply chain and distribution network. To understand how the company is managing its operations efficiently and how it is retaining its competitive edge with the help of technology, let us speak to the leader himself. So welcome to the show, Mr. Sharad. It's such a pleasure to have you in our show.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks, first of all, thanks for having me. It's always great interacting with you. And as you rightly said, JK Tyre has been at forefront of not just technology. So it's a business-aided technology that's keeping us at the forefront in all the areas. So as you rightly said, we are in the top 25 tire manufacturers in the world.
Right.
So that's something to be really proud of. And we have been winning the customer satisfaction survey index for the last JD Pacific Award for the last 7 to 8 years consecutively.
Wonderful.
So that's one of the, so we want to be a customer-centric company. So that speaks about, and whatever we need to do, we will do to keep our customers happy and satisfied. As we have a large footprint, 14 manufacturing plants spread globally, majority in India, some in Mexico, and we take pride in saying that we export to more than 100 countries in the world.
Wow. Wow. I also read that, some of your centers have been certified as sustainable manufacturing facilities. Would you speak a little bit about it?
Yeah, very rightly. You have read a lot about JK Tyre.
Yeah, I read up a little bit. Yes.
So JK Tyre started publishing their sustainability report, though as per law, we are not mandated. Top 100 companies of the stock exchange are required, but see, we have been publishing that for last 3 years. And sustainability and green, to be a green company, has been a focus apart from safety. So these are multiple, I would say, pillars of the organization that we are working on. Yeah. And as you said, some of the plants we have been able to achieve the best in the terms of the minimal power consumption, minimal renewable sources consumption, not renewable, the water sources consumption. So that's why some of our plants are at top of the list in terms of being sustainable. We are even zero single-use plastic certified plants. Most of the plants are zero single-use plastic certified plants. Many are on the terms of sustainability, they are ranked higher than the peers. So we are trying to be there, find whatever best we can do for the society.
Right. So would you set a little bit of a context in terms of, the size of your operations? What is your employee base? What are the manufacturing sites, your distribution network and supply chain? What is the size of the operations?
So the size of operations is huge. So last year, we almost touched 15,000 crores of turnover at the consolidated level. We have more than 10,000 employees worldwide. Yeah. And we have offices in around 200 cities and towns of India.
Wow.
And we have 10 plants in India and 3 in Mexico. So these plants are strategically located, some in south, some in north. So in multiple parts of the we started our journey in 1976 when our first plant was inaugurated in a place near to Udaipur called Agarwal. After that, we have done some inorganic growth, some acquisitions, mergers. One of 2 important mergers I would like to call out. One is of a VTP, Vikrant Tire plant, which was a government company in Mysore, and another was in Mexico. After that, we Also acquired the majority plants of Birla Tyres, which was hived off as a separate company. So
Okay.
now JK Tyre is always on a lookout for organic and inorganic growth. We also invested in a chip manufacturing company, which provides us the chips for our smart tires.
I see. Okay.
So, from a technology perspective, technology is not just IT, but overall technology also. We have introduced puncture guard tire, which remains puncture. Means even if you insert 200 kegs into it, nails into it, it will still run smoothly. So these are all the different type of innovations our R&D product team has been bringing to the customers.
Okay, great. So technology must be playing a huge role in your operations, whether it is, in terms of R&D, whether it is managing operations. Please share about your digital transformation journey. I mean, it's a rather old company, so you would have had technology implementation. So what sort of digitalization approaches you've had, and how did you manage these operations, during post your acquisitions also?
So interestingly, we don't call transformation as digital transformation. We call it as business transformation, and it is based on 3 pillars.
Okay.
Most important pillar is the people.
Okay.
So what we are trying to do, we empower them to break silos and to operate across functions. And we promoted them to have an attitude to challenge the status quo. And most importantly, cultural shift, so that they are excited for change and they are ready for embracing agility. The second pillar is around processes. So our processes, we try to keep customer at the center. So customer can be external customer as well as an internal customer. And we try to build process for transparency, for speed, sustenance, and all of the processes shall be measurable, so that whatever we are building shall be measurable. And last but not the least, the third pillar is the product. So rather to build a fitment to a need, we try to design the right product. And we build iteratively, start with MVP, minimal viable product, so that we test it. And if we see benefits accruing out of it, we then go for a lateral deployment across. So that's the digital transformation, business transformation. So digital is an enabler. So our transformation is business-led, business-owned, and IT and digital is just an enabler. So that's the theme of our working.
That's wonderful. It's like, you have actually had the vision right in terms of transformation, and you started with the people and processes pillars. And that's very important because, you may have all the technology and the infrastructure. If there is no adoption and if the processes are not optimized, I think, digital will fall flat in the face of these challenges. So, if you could give us a little bit of technology insights in terms of, what sort of infrastructure do you have? Are you leveraging public cloud, or do you have a private setup? What kind of, infrastructure do you have centrally to manage your operations globally?
So, in terms of architecture, we try to work for a continuous evaluation of our architecture to be always new and both secure. So at core, our ERP is SAP, which we started in 2006. But after that, we have been on a spree of adopting best of the breed SaaS applications, on-prem applications, cloud applications. So our footprint in terms of architecture, I can say we are both hybrid. We have both on-prem and cloud servers, and in terms of cloud also, we are multi-cloud. So we are working to bring in all the industry 4.0 integration into the fold, to bring in all the you call it a system of decision, in which all the AI ML models can talk to your systems, cull data, give a predictive, proactive insights. And we are also using a lot of FOSS platforms, free and open source platforms, which serve as system of engagement for us, in which we build ourselves, we build bespoke applications, we buy SaaS products, and we try to have whatever is best for the business. We don't try to limit. So we would like to have the best of each and everything, be it architecture, be it product, be it security. So cybersecurity has been playing a major role. Probably we'll be talking about that a bit later. So that's from architecture, architecturally how we want to do it.
Right. So, I mean, since you have a digital infrastructure and there is so much of, digital capture of data. So, I mean, would you speak a little bit more about your data strategy? What sort of, insights are you gathering? What kind of functions have you applied analytics for, and what kind of impact have you seen?
So yes, we started with the basic, very couple of, rather say a decade back or more, we started with tabular reports, then moved to descriptive reports, then we moved to dashboards. After that, we have been started using algorithms. I would say this was before the terms ML and AI sort of bombarded the ecosystem. We had been using rule-based engines to give out some analytics to take decisions. So business decisions need to be analysis-based.
Right.
After that, with the availability of ML and AI models, we have been using them extensively to give us both preventive and predictive insights. We have not still reached the level of prescriptive insights, but yes, we are working in that direction to be there. So they have been very useful in giving us multiple benefits, both in terms of cost reduction, in terms of top line increase, as well as efficiency increase for multiple factors.
Right, right. So, like any business functions that you would specifically like to call out that has benefited by data or analytical insights?
Probably there's no function which I can leave that has not benefited.
Right.
But specifically which stand out, I can say two specifically stand out. One is marketing and sales, and second is manufacturing.
Okay.
So because we want to keep the customer at the center, so we have sort of tried to bring omni-channel reach to the customer and have eased. So just for an example, our customer can order online and the product is built within 15 seconds. If the credit / stocks are available, it gets, else he will be notified when it can be provided. So similarly, we did a very fantastic job. So whenever you make a product, there are some product defects which may lead to multiple, which may reach customer. So we had a Maha warranty. Whether there's a product defect or not, we will still replace. So it's a prorated warranty. If you have used 50% life of the tire, so you will get a 50% discount for the next purchase, some sort of that thing. So its turnaround time used to be 7 to 8 days, which has been reduced to 15 minutes. So 5% of our claims get settled. 90% of our claims get settled in less than 5 minutes.
Wow, that's great.
So if a customer has consumer has a problem, he has just to reach a dealer's counter. He will click a couple of photographs, then the ML AI engine takes over, gives the result, and then and there the claim is settled.
So one is claim, the other one you said in terms of customized product, the customer can have, a customized product within a few minutes. So that means your entire value chain is very seamlessly connected, including your manufacturing floor. Would you tell us more about that?
So in manufacturing, we have been working on a very ambitious project, which we internally call as tech-enabled manufacturing.
Okay.
In which we have been using advanced analytics to the max level possible to improve OEE, productivity, to improve the efficiency. These are the three major pillars that we have been working on in the manufacturing. And we have seen accrual of the benefits to the bottom line of the company in a very substantial manner. So just for an example, we have been able to reduce the cycle time of a product. Say, even if we reduce by 5%, so that's the time we save on the so we increase the capacity by reducing the cycle time. We reduce the setup times by just analyzing if a machine is doing it best, A machine is doing best, so how to bring machine B also to the same level? How can we? So there have been multiple use cases that we have been working on. So there has been a very ambitious use case of golden batch that we are trying to achieve. It's still work in progress. Probably may happen sometime soon.
Okay. So basically, you've been able to achieve this with IT/OT integration?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So IT/OT integration has become a fancy word with coming of IoT Industry 4.0.
Yeah.
So JK Tyres had integrated IT and OT even before I joined, almost a decade back.
Wow.
So in those times, machine talking to a central system of command and control was just a dream, but it was there. So JK has been leveraging technology to remain profitable, to remain meaningful in the business.
Right. So with such a vast, connected enterprise, whether it is, your IT/OT systems, your cloud systems, what kind of security systems have you implemented? How are you protecting the enterprise?
Yes. So as the IT/OT are converging, work from anywhere rather has become a norm.
Yeah.
So attack surface has increased multifold.
Right.
So you have to be very, I would say, it's difficult to remain 100% secure and safe, but we adopt most of the contemporary and relevant technologies, be it SIEM tools, be it EDRs, MDR. So what next generation firewalls, bot prevention. So whatever security tools are available and which are relevant to us, be there for on-prem services or for on-cloud services, we try to adopt all of them. And currently we are evaluating the SASE framework, the zero trust architecture. We are also evaluating. A part of it has already been put in place. The remaining missing blocks are we are just designing the flow and will have them in place also.
As the head of IT, how much of your time is preoccupied by security issues? I mean, have you experienced security breaches, and say people issue is one of the major things when it comes to security? How are you dealing with these issues?
So luckily, I've got a very able team, so my time hardly goes into them. And I will say we have been lucky enough that we haven't suffered any breach in whatsoever form, and we keep on training. We keep the users to how to identify phishing mails, how the spear attacks, etc., etc. So training, adoption of new technologies, having a managed SOC is helping us remain safe to the max extent possible.
Right. And which amongst your digital or business transformation initiatives, according to you, have done really well? Which are the ones would you rank as your best implementations?
Okay, which projects are you?
Yeah, which amongst your transformation projects, according to you, have been most successful?
So I can say this tech-led manufacturing has been very successful. And another important thing in technology is technology. So earlier we used to have technology that could last decades. Now the life of technology in parlance of digital and IT is hardly a couple of years. Like I'm talking about our flagship JK Connect app, which is an app for our dealers, distributors. So it is into its 5th version now.
Wow.
5th version and fourth platform.
Right. Okay.
And currently, we are also doing a redo of the UI UX experience. So it would be the 6th version, major rejig. So that's also very important, successful. So because it is almost a virtual office for my dealer.
Yes, right.
He or she can order, make payments, give a claim. So whatever he or she wants to do for an interaction with JK is available on the app. app as well as web. So they just log in and they can do whatever. So our sales team has got now a quality time to interact, not them on transaction basis, but more on a development basis, on a growth basis, how growth can come. So these two are very important projects close to my heart, which have seen a huge success in the field adoption.
So when was the first version of your JK Tyre app launched?
In the first version, it was in 2013, 10 years back.
Yeah. So it's already in like going to be, it's a 6th generation of the app that you'll be launching now. Right. Yeah. So that's great to know. So like, what according to you are some of, the things that you have done right that have been able to, in terms of, the pillars, the foundations of your tech strategy, what have been some of, according to you, the success factors that have held the organization together?
So one of the most important pillar is change management.
Right.
Because as you had also pointed out, because we are, I would say, a traditional, conventional, old school company, so-called old school organization. But the good thing is that both people at the top and people at the last, so everyone in the organization is always excited to experiment with something new which can add value.
Right.
So this change management, we have to be very sure to involve all the stakeholders. It can just be a directive from the top. The top buy-in from the top is very necessary, but involvement of the stakeholders by showing them what's in it for me.
Right.
So that's the most important thing for any transformation, be it digital or be it otherwise. So this I feel is a key success factor. A proper change management by communicating and training for the newer things has been one of our major key success factor for this transformation.
So would you share a little bit more about your change management strategy? Who leads that initiative? Is it like tech or is it the business? And what is the composition of the people who, manage this change?
Okay. Before that, I'd like to tell you one more thing.
Yes.
Before change, another important thing is that how do you design your digital org?
Right. Okay.
So now, actually, our function also, it started as a systems department. We started as a systems department, say 25 years back. Okay. Then there have been multiple transitions. Today, we are called digital and IT solutions provider.
Right.
So there are
one organization you have, digital and IT. I see. Okay.
So we have digital here, we have infra here, we have security here, we have the applications here.
Okay.
So these are 4 things that are intertwined. So to have everything in order, so designing the digital org was one of the very important. So you need to have product managers, digital product managers, which was never the norm earlier. You need to have data scientists, data engineers in your team. You need to have UI UX designers, in your team. Apart from the traditional roles of IT, of a hardware engineer, a person who can be a system admin, a person who can be a security admin. So this was very important, I would say, transition that we together did with the blessings of the top management.
I see.
Which is helping us. So when coming to who owns the change management, it is majorly owned by the business. As I told you, we follow a strategy of business-led, business-owned, IT-enabled.
Okay.
So change. So we try to expose them to the magic that digital and IT can bring on the table. But then it's for the business to understand and say, hey, I'm interested in this, let's try this.
Right. That's very nice. It's a culture, I think, an organizational culture where business leaders are thinking of change and they are thinking of, how to exploit opportunities and coming to the IT department to ask for facilitation. That's a very nice thing. It's very.
So I add one more thing. We have a town hall every month. In this month's town hall, so there was a physical security officer
Yes.
So after the town hall, there are Q&A session. He asked the question, sir, when can I, so you have done digital transformation everywhere.
Yes.
How can I get benefited out of this? So
Yeah.
people are seeing if function A is deriving benefits out of this, how can function B also? So it's sort of a rub-on effect, which is
Right.
helping people to ask for
Yes.
more.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I think that is one of the major success factors of digital transformation is when you have rightly said for at JK Tyres, it's business transformation, where it has become a culture and where now stakeholders are asking for changes and actually seeing technology as a lever and not the end in itself.
True.
That's amazing. Yes, I think there's a great synergy in business and technology, and I think you've done a great job in, being able to communicate the role of technology to the business at large. So thank you so much. It was nice speaking to you and getting these insights and very valuable lessons that should benefit the larger community in terms of how the seamless merger of business and technology and where digital transformation actually brings meaning to business.
Yeah, thank you, man. But I like to end. So there's a quote from Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, which says the woods are lonely, dark, and deep.
Yes.
And I have miles to go before I sleep. So this is just the starting. So there's a lot of things that we all have to do together. And probably in the times to come, we shall be ready to expect the unexpected, whatever had not been done. So we have been experimenting with LLMs like ChatGPT, trying to use whatever it can give. So keep on experimenting, keep on trying, and it will not happen that all of your 10 projects will fail.
Right.
Couple of them may fail, but even if you are able to win in 50-60% of your experiments, that's a very good strike rate.
Exactly. Yes. You've put the infra in place, you have the value system and the culture, and there's a lot of experimentation. This really is an organization that is using technology to be at the cutting edge of things. And it's wonderful talking to you and learning about these things and the cultural change or the cultural organizational culture that embraces technology as an enabler. That's really wonderful to know.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Sharad. Have a great day and best wishes. We will keep talking about and learning more about how your organization is leveraging technology. It will be really fun. Thank you.